Aloha friends, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. Today's video is going to be all about releasing facial tension using tools. Now, this is going to be part one of two videos because this video is coming out because I want to show you guys what I have been doing to my skin to relieve the facial tension that I have been getting from clenching my jaw and just being stressed out. I want to do a video of all my face tools with individual demos of each tool so you guys could really see them in action. This one is just exactly what I have been doing to my skin for the last 3 weeks to relieve the facial tension. And can I just tell you that I am so happy with my skin since I have been doing this routine. Now, I try to do this routine every other day. I don't do it every day. You can do Gua Sha every day and you can use the Kansa Wand every day, but tools like these, like the Fascia Blaster and the Omna, I do not recommend using on your face every day because they're aggressive. Now, this is what I have been doing. If I haven't been able to do it every other day, I make sure I get it in at least 2 to 3 times a week. I would prefer to, it to be more. Now, this is a really good video for those of you who clench your jaw, who use devices such as microcurrent. Oftentimes, when those of you who use microcurrent don't realize that you also have to incorporate some sort of facial massage into your microcurrent routine. And the reason for that is because microcurrent works the muscles in your face, okay? It's like lifting weights, like how you lift weights for your body. That's what microcurrent does for your face. It lifts and tones the muscles and it stimulates ATP in the skin, which is cell energy for building that collagen and elastin, and also helping keeping those muscles really nice and lifted and toned, just like what weights do for your body. It lifts and tones the muscles. Well, what happens when you have sore, tight muscles from working out is they get really tight. And what happens is when they get really tight, you don't see the results. So what do you do before you work out? You foam roll, right? You foam roll to release the tension in the muscles and you stretch and elongate them. The techniques that I'm going to show you in this video are all specifically for facial tension. This isn't focused on facial sculpting massage whatsoever. You can use the Fascia Blaster and Gua Sha for facial sculpting, but I will get into that here in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go into the demos of me using these tools in a routine, and this is my routine, guys, and I will see you after. Make sure you come back after, okay? Aloha everyone, and welcome to the demo of how to release facial tension using tools. Okay, first what I like to do is start off with a neck wrap. And this is a buckwheat neck wrap that I use if I don't do this routine right after I get out of the shower. I still need to warm up my tissues, and how I do that is with a buckwheat neck wrap. You just pop this in the microwave for a couple of minutes and then you leave it on, you put it around your neck and your shoulders for, I like to leave it on until it cools down. So maybe 5 minutes. And I also have this really cool pearl mask that I put on my face as well. You can warm this up in hot water or in the microwave. And I wrap it around just like this. And I like to leave it on for about 5 minutes to warm up the tissues. This is a really cool mask. You can pop it in the freezer too and use it as a cooling mask. My skin is freshly cleansed, and I'm gonna go ahead and take off the neck wrap. Now, how we're gonna do this is I'm going to be working in my traps, my neck, a little bit on my chest, and I'll move you so you guys can see my chest. And then we're gonna work the neck and the face. So I have already cleansed my skin, like I said, and now I'm going to mist it. I'm going to use the Sahara Rose Sacred Energy Radiance Mist. This has hyaluronic acid in it. And you always want to prep your skin with a nice hydrating mist. I like this one, and also the Hydrating Accelerator from Josh Rosebrook, and then the Fit Glow Sea Toning Mist is also really nice. So we're gonna use the Cloud Collagen Oil from Fit Glow Beauty. I love this for facial massage and Gua Sha. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep my skin with this, and I'm gonna take one full dropper full, put it between my hands, and I'm just going to put this all over my skin. I'm gonna take it and put it in the back of my neck too, down to my chest, because we are gonna be working all of these areas. Okay, so this routine I do like every other night. I have been doing it for the last 3 weeks, like every other night. If I don't have time, I do it at least 2 to 3 times a week. Okay, so I am just putting this on the back of my neck and my traps, down here on my chest. You want to make sure that you have good slip on your skin, and I'll tell you the reason why here in a minute. Okay, so the tools that we're going to be using first for our facial massage is the Face Blaster. This is to work the fascia in your neck and your chest and your face. You can also use this on your scalp and your body. We're going to be using the Howlite wand from Skin Out. I like to use this for pressure points. And I have 2 Gua Sha tools. I have this Gua Sha tool, and I have this one from Audacity. I like this one to cover the larger areas like my neck. Sometimes I use it on my face. It's just faster. And with my hands, this works out really well, but this is really my favorite tool. So first off, what I like to do, my tissues are all warmed up, my muscles, my face and everything is all coated with oil. What I like to do is I like to start off on the back of my neck, and I'm gonna turn around and show you. Okay, all right, so what I like to do is I like to take these 3 fingers, hopefully you can see, and I like to rub them up and down my neck into my traps. I'm gonna do this about 9 times. This really helps loosen up the tissues. You can go all the way up into your hairline, just like this. Okay, the next thing I like to do is take the 3 fingers and just focus on one side. And you just do this for a total of 9 times. This really helps loosen up stiff muscles. Okay, and then you take the other side, same thing, 9 times. I may lose count. Okay, so after I do that, I come over here and I grab my traps and I give them a couple of pinches just to kind of loosen them up. As you can see, they are very, very tight. So you could do this like 3, 5 times. You want to make sure you get a pretty good pinch there. You could do this before you put on oil if you want to get a better grip, especially if you're tight. Okay, next I come over here. I do a little effleurage right in through here. Just kind of loosen this up. So I'm very, very tense right there. Okay, so now that we've worked on that area, I take this lovely handy dandy tool called the Fascia Blaster, and I'm gonna work the back of my neck and my traps, and I'll show you how I do that. So I'm gonna turn around. So I start off light, brisk movement, just like this, and I usually do it for 30 seconds. Then I come over here and I do it on my traps really fast, light, brisk movement. Okay, do the other side. Okay, do the traps on this side. Okay, so that's how I loosen up the fascia on my neck and on the back of my neck and my traps. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Howlite wand, and if you have the Omna, you can use the ear on the Omna. And I'm gonna come right here, right underneath my ear to my jaw, like right where it starts before it goes underneath my chin. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna hold it there for a few seconds. I get a lot of pain right here because I'm a jaw clencher. And I start out with doing these pressure points before I get into working the fascia or doing Gua Sha. I just find it helps relieve the muscle tension a lot faster and easier. You get more relief when you do this. And I usually like to hold it for like 30 seconds. So I come over here, do the same thing on the other side. I like this Howlite wand because it's perfect for pressure points. And you just, you press until you feel that tension, and then you hold it. I'm moving it down a little bit because I have a little bit more tension down here. This side is worse with the tension versus my left side. I have no idea why. Okay, so next what I do is I come in front of my ear, and if you're a jaw clencher, what I do is I move this down until I feel tension. Once I feel a spot that has tension, I hold this for a few seconds. Okay, and I move down to the next spot. You could do this with your fingers too. Okay, so for me, I get a lot of tension in this area. So I usually get tension like right here on this side. And I just put the wand into an area. So I have tension right here, and I'm gonna press and hold it for a few seconds. I make a lot of expressions just with this side of my mouth. I have more fine lines on this side too. It's weird. Okay, so next I like to come up underneath my cheekbones, and I get a lot of tension underneath here. So what I do is I glide the Howlite wand underneath, and the moment I feel a tension spot, I hold this with some pressure for a few seconds to release it. Now, not everyone needs to go around and do these pressure points. I have a little bit of tension right here too. I'm just going to give this one a nice little wiggle. So not everyone needs to do these pressure points, but if you're a jaw clencher, you have TMJ, they feel amazing. Okay, just moving down to the next spot. This side's not as bad, okay? I usually don't get tension here, but I do have a little bit of tension today. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some pressure. Okay, move to my cheekbone. Just glide it along. You can hit some of these points too with the Kansa Wand, by the way, which I'm going to show you guys in the morning. Okay, this one I don't have as much tension as what I normally do. Okay, so the next part I like to do is around the eyes. So I start right here in the inner corner, and I just put in a little bit of pressure there. I don't really have any tension today. You just kind of work this around. When you get to an area, usually the wand will fit into the area where if you feel tension, it'll fit in there perfectly, and that's the pressure point that you need to focus on. So here's the next one. And then I usually come down here, and here is another pressure point right here. Definitely have tension right there. And then come over here, a little bit of tension right here. And then work back up, and then I come over here to the other side. Definitely have a lot of tension on this side today. When I used to do eyebrow waxing, I used to do a pressure point massage on the brows after waxing to help with like redness and relieve tension. Felt amazing. As you can see, I'm just working this around until like I feel that tension, and it's usually on a pressure point. Here's another one. Okay. Again, it's like right here. You'd be amazed at how good you feel after doing these pressure points too. And if you want, you can come right here in the center where you get your 11s, and you can just do a couple circles right there with the Howlite wand. This is a really good massage tool. You can go like this along your jawline and everything to relieve facial tension. It really helps working out the knots. And this really fits underneath your cheekbones. If you get a lot of tension underneath your cheekbones, this feels amazing. Okay, so Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the Fascia Blaster again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work the rest of our neck with this. So I'm gonna come up here, right underneath my ear, on this side of my neck, and in a very brisk movement, I go up and down, just like this for 30 seconds. And I'm using light pressure, guys. You do not want to use a lot of pressure when you do this. And you can hold your skin taut if you have loose skin, but what I like to do is I like to put my kind of elongate my neck and go like this, so it makes the skin taut. And I work this in just like this. Okay, also you can do this on your chest too, just like this. You just work it underneath your collarbone and you go back and forth in a motion like this. Now, if you are someone who has a lot of tension in your neck, more than likely you have it in your chest too, and it needs to be released. You'll really feel it underneath your collarbone here. I don't do my chest that often, but I like to do it at least once a week. Okay, then you can come back up here, work a little bit more on the neck on this side. Okay, and then you can do the same thing over here. Work the chest. My shirt's getting in the way. I should have wore a strapless shirt for this, but I just don't like exposing that much of myself on camera, especially because I'm not really comfortable with the way my arms look right now since I haven't been lifting weights. So now that I work that, now I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna work this side of my neck. So see how I put my neck up and I elongate it just to stretch out the skin right there. And you just do light, brisk movements, guys. I have a harder time using my left hand versus my right hand. Okay, so for the rest of this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna focus on this side of my face. And I will show you that you could see the difference in each side to see if you notice a difference in my skin after we do the massage. Okay, so 30 seconds. So the next thing I like to do is I like to work my gobble gobble. So I elongate my neck, make sure the tissue is tight, and I just come up underneath my chin, just like this, just to work that area. So for those of you who do not know what fascia is a fibrous connective tissue that runs throughout your entire body, in between your muscles and underneath your skin and in between your muscle layers. And it has nerve endings in it. And when it gets tight or distorted, blood supply is limited and circulation is limited in those areas where the fascia is tight and distorted, and it also clamps down on your muscles and makes them really tight. By you loosening up the fascia, it helps get rid of muscle knots, it helps relieve pain and tension. Okay, so now we're gonna work on our jawline. So I take this edge of the claw and I angle it right underneath my jaw, and I take the other one and I cup this side of my jaw. And I make this face to make the skin taut. And I just work underneath my jaw here for 30 seconds. They say you could do it for 30 seconds or a minute, but I don't like to do it that long. Now, I'm using very light, brisk pressure. I'm barely even putting any pressure on this. Do not use a lot of pressure, because if you do, you're gonna go like this a lot and it will stretch out the skin. Okay, so I like to take it over here behind my jaw too and do it a little bit. I have a really tense spot right here. Okay, so next I like to work this whole entire area, especially right in here because I get a lot of attention. Light, brisk moment, and I'm using all the claws on my face, making my skin taut by moving it over to the side. Okay, so next what I like to do is I like to go up and down, especially right here in front of the ear. Okay, now you can angle this and go right underneath your cheekbone too to relieve some of that tension. Okay, you can also work this around your lips. What I like to do is close my lips like this. Okay, now I'm going to work this side of my eye. Now, you do not want to use this directly on your cheekbone because if you do, you can lose volume on your cheeks. So if you like the volume in your cheeks, do not use this on your cheeks. So now we're going to work this part of the eye for the crow's feet, and I just take these two claws and I just lightly go up and down just like this. Now I have a lot of tension right in here and this feels amazing, guys. That is from clenching my jaw. And this is barely even like touching my skin. It's so, so light. You can take it a little bit into your hairline too. I like to take it like right here a little bit on the end of my cheekbone. I get a lot of tension there. Like this whole entire area. So much tension. Okay, so next I'm gonna work above my eyebrow. I get a lot of tension right there, and that's like my only wrinkle that I have on my forehead. So I just take these two claws and I start right here at the beginning of my eyebrow. And you could go back and forth just like this, or you can do it in small brisk motions and then work your way to the end. That's how I like to do it. To me, I feel like it relieves more tension this way. I have a lot of tension right here. About a couple months ago, I hit my head and I hit it on the end of the chair and it felt like I split that muscle in half, but it was so sore and it healed, but I still carry a lot of tension right there. So you just go back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so the next area we're gonna work is between our brows, and you use one full claw and you just put it here in between your brows where your 11s are, and you just go back and forth. Just like this. You wouldn't believe how much tension gets released here. Now, I love using this face blaster to relieve the tension in my face. It feels so good. I feel like it relieves more of the tension than a Gua Sha does. And the reason why I use tools most of the time versus doing facial massage is because my hands get tired and the tools make it easier. Another thing that I like to do is I like to take these two claws, put them right here at the bridge of my nose, and go up and down just like this to work the bridge of my nose right here. This helps like if you have like lines right in this area. Remember, most of the places where you have lines is because you have a lot of tension, so you want to work those areas. And this feels so good. Okay, so next we're going to work the forehead, and when you work the forehead, you just go up and down, just like this. Forehead sometimes feels a little bit awkward, just because, you know, the skin is really thin there, the bone is really close, and so it can feel a little awkward and a little bit rough. But let me tell you, if you have tension in here, ooh, it's going to feel so good. Now, if you have forehead wrinkles, more than likely it's caused from a lot of tension that you have in your forehead that needs to be released from your scalp and from massaging your forehead. I do scalp massage pretty regular, and so as you can see, like I have no wrinkles on my forehead, just these ones right here, which they're very, very minimal. You cannot even see them. Okay, so that's about 30 seconds. So I did this side of my face. This side I have not done yet. Can you guys tell the difference? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna do the other side of my face. And then I'm gonna do Gua Sha on one side, come back and show you guys, and then I'll do Gua Sha on the other, and then we'll finish out with the scalp massage. Okay guys, so I went ahead and did the other side of my face. Now, I know this tool looks, you know, really harsh and kind of crazy when you do it, but it is such a great tool for fascia release and facial massage. The other option here is the Jane Mann. This is the Omna. Now you can use this on your face too, but it's so big and awkward, and I use so much pressure when I use this on my face. I do not like it. I love to use this on my neck. It works really good on your neck. Really, really good. And your scalp. But for the face, it's not good. And I do like that it has these little ears that you can come in and do the pressure points. I have a lot of pressure right there, but it's great. I love it for a scalp massage. Okay, so next what I like to do is after I use the face blaster, we have to flush out all that lymph and toxins out of the skin. Now you can use the back of this and do it, but this is a perfect opportunity to do Gua Sha. So I have my two Gua Sha tools here. We're gonna use both of them actually. My hands are a little bit sore right now, so what I'm gonna do is with any type of facial massage, especially when you're doing Gua Sha or using the face blaster, you want to make sure you always work your neck. Most of our wrinkles and our tension in our face is all released through the neck. It's all connected. So we're gonna start out on the neck first. And when you do Gua Sha, it's recommended that you do the moves 5 or more times. I'm only doing them for 3 moves each because I just got done already stimulating the skin. and I don't want to stimulate too much. What I want to do is I want to focus on flushing all this out and relieving more tension. So we're going to start out in the back. So what you do is you find your spine here and you look for the notch right here. You take this notch of the end of the Gua Sha and you place your Gua Sha tool and you just go up along your neck until you reach your occipital bone and you give yourself a little wiggle. We're going to do that again here. And when you're using your Gua Sha tool, you want to try to keep it as flat as possible. Okay, so I'm going to do all of my neck on both sides, and then I'll do one side of the face, and then I'll do the other side off camera. So next I'm going to take my larger Gua Sha tool, and what you do is you start right here at your shoulder, you keep the tool as flat as possible, and you move it up along your neck until you reach the bone, and you give yourself a little wiggle. So when you first are starting out your Gua Sha, do all of your neck moves first and then go to the face. So next we're going to work this side. So I'm going to start here at the bottom of my collarbone, put my fingers here, keeping the tool as flat as possible, work up to the neck, and once you get to the jaw, give it a little wiggle. And when you do your Gua Sha, make sure you're using slow, mindful movements. And also you want to use light to medium pressure. Okay, next we're going to work the front of the collarbone. So you take the notched end, keeping this as flat as possible. This is big for the neck, so if you have another tool, you can switch. So flat as possible, and work up along the center of the neck. And once you hit your chin, give it a little wiggle, or as they say, a massage. So if you're just doing Gua Sha, I would recommend doing 5 or more movements. Or passes, I should say. Okay, so come over here and work this side of the neck. Okay, so next we're going to work this side of the jaw. So we're going to take this notched end and we are going to start right here. Always place a hand right here to hold the skin taut, keeping your tool as flat as possible, and glide it along your jaw. And then once you get to the front of the ear, give it a nice massage. You'll feel that tension just go away. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to work the cheek area. So I love this because it covers a large area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand here, put it right here by the side of my nose, and just work this area right here. Once I get to the hairline, give it a little massage. Okay, so I love this notched side to work the cheekbones. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work the cheekbones, guys. So take my finger right here, hold the skin taut, and then what I do is I place one end underneath my cheekbone and one above, and then I just glide it along the cheekbone, going up. Once I get to the hairline, give a little massage. Now, if you have a tool that has a smaller end like this, what you can do is you can't really work your cheekbone that much with this if you have large cheekbones. I mean, you can, but it just doesn't feel as good as something that has a larger notch. If you have tension underneath your cheekbone, what you could do is just take your Gua Sha tool and go underneath your cheekbone, just like that. Now this tool, I do not like to use above my brow. It's way too big for the eye area. I like to use this one. So we're gonna use this for the eyes. So what I do is I take a finger here in the corner of my eye to hold the skin taut, and I cannot tell you how important it is that you use very light pressure around your eyes. So we're gonna take this, keep it flat as possible, get it underneath your eye, and then right when you get to the corner of your eye, you're gonna move it up into your temple. Once you get to your hairline, give yourself a little massage. Okay, now we're gonna work above the brow. Place one underneath your brow and one above it. Keep your finger here in the corner, hold the skin taut, and then just glide the tool. Once you get to the end of your eyebrow, go up at an angle into the hairline, give yourself a little wiggle. And this always will fall into the temple. So if you're a jaw clencher, this will feel amazing. Okay, so next we're gonna work the forehead. You could use either or to work the forehead. I'm gonna use this one. So what I like to do is place my fingers over my eyelid, and then I take this end, this flat end, and I go over my eyebrow bone, and then I just go up. Once I get to the hairline, give myself a little massage. Okay, and I go over here to this area. A little massage. Okay, now we're gonna work this area. So what I like to do, hold the skin taut, take this edge right here and go up in the center of the forehead, just like this. Get to the hairline, give yourself a little wiggle. Okay. So here is this side after fascia blasting and Gua Sha. And then I still have to do Gua Sha on this side. So I'm gonna go off camera and do that really quick, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so I went ahead and did this side. So here is my skin after the massage. Of course it's gonna be red because my skin is reactive to touch, but we have all this fluid in blood up to the surface. So usually what I like to do is I like to go down and drain all that fluid. Just 3, 4, 5 light passes into my collarbone. Okay, so I used a really good oil on my skin. I still have some left. Normally after facial massage, I just throw on a really nice moisturizer after. So what I like to do is I love to use the Cloud Ceramide Balm. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some of this all over my skin. But first, what I like to do is like to go in with another round of the mist, press it into my skin. And if you want, if you feel like you need a little bit more moisture, you can add a few drops of the Cloud Ceramide Balm to, or a few drops of the Cloud Collagen Oil to the Cloud Ceramide Balm. And this is what I do, is I just put it all over my skin. Take it all the way down to my neck and my chest. Work it in. Okay. Okay, so that is all I do on the nights that I do facial massage. Sometimes, just depending on my skin, I will wash off the oil and then follow through with the rest of my routine. But tonight, what I'm gonna do is I just threw on the Cloud Ceramide Balm from Fake Glow Beauty with a few more drops of the Cloud Collagen Oil, and this is going to do wonders for my skin. As you guys will see what my skin will look like in the morning, because I'm gonna take you through a Kansa Wand routine. So I will see you in the morning. Sleep tight. Actually, I'm back. I forgot. We are going to do scalp massage. So with my skin, that's what I do, is I just follow up with the Cloud Ceramide Balm. Now I'm going to do a scalp massage. I'm going to use the Mighty Majesty hair oil from Ranavat Beauty. Now, if you've been following me for a little bit now, at least the last couple months, yeah, I know how much I love this. So I have 5 pumps, right? Oh my God, I love this oil. It's so good. So I'm just going to put it through my ends first here and kind of work it into my scalp. I like to sleep with this overnight in my hair. Okay. So when I do my facial tension release massages, I always end with a scalp massage. And the reason for that is because I like to put the oil in my hair, and it just gives it that extra relaxation point. You don't have to, but I would always suggest that you include a nice scalp massage when you're trying to release facial tension. Okay, so I feel like I need more. Guys, I have so much hair now. I just can't get over it. The last time I tried to grow my hair out, I think it was just a little bit longer than this, but not all over, just mainly in the front. Okay, so I always like to make sure I get a good coat of this oil on my ends. It does wonderful things for your hair. Okay. So I've done the scalp massage already. If you have seen my Ranavat Botanics ritual video. So I use the Omna by Jane Mann, and what I like to do is I start out back here in the back of my head, and I work all the fascia in the scalp. And go behind the ears. working back there for a little bit until I feel that tension release. Sometimes I spend 5 minutes on a scalp massage. Sometimes I spend 10 minutes on a scalp massage. But I just work all over, including the sides, behind the ears, above the ears, here at your temples, your jaw clencher. You will feel that tension. This will feel so amazing. I don't know how many times I've already said amazing. Now you can do scalp massage with your hands too. You just go in and you just do, circular motions just like this all over. That feels amazing too if you want to end with that. But I love this tool because it saves my hands from getting tired. And it gets into the scalp more at working that fascia to release all of that tension. So I don't know if you guys follow Ashely Black at all. She is the owner, creator of the Fascia Blaster, but she has lots of videos on YouTube. She has Facebook group page. There's some pretty wonderful things about the Fascia Blaster that she posts all the time. She has clinical studies done and everything, but there's a lot of people who have been using the face blaster on their scalp to release facial tension, and they said that they've had people who have had thinning hair or who are balding have had improvement with hair growth. Also, they say less gray hair. I can't say I have noticed that part yet, but I will tell you, from all this stimulation, is that my hair is growing so fast. And it's so healthy too. It seems like it's a lot thicker than it used to be when I used to have my hair long. I used to have my hair really, really long, guys. It used to be all the way down to my bum. I'll see if I can find a picture. I don't think I have any pictures anymore. I think they got lost. But so this is how I end, is I do a nice scalp massage. I work this all over. The crown is a really important part. You hold a lot of tension back here on your crown. And when you do scalp massage in your crown, you want to make sure you use light pressure because it's in a sensitive area right there. So I do this all over. And then what I do is I just brush the oil in through my hair with my hands. And for me, I sleep with a shower cap on. You can put a towel over your pillow and sleep that way. I don't like to put a towel over my pillow because I use satin pillowcases to help with my skin and my hair. So I sleep with the shower cap on. But then this is it. This is the routine right here. I hope you enjoyed this demo of my facial tension release. And like I said, I will see you in the morning and good morning, everybody. So I'm going to take you through a ritual with the Kansa Wand. I just woke up not too long ago. So here is my skin. I haven't cleansed it yet, and I still have those little eye friends there. So I'm going to take the Ranavat Luminous Ceremony Cleanser. I love this cleanser, especially in the morning. It just feels so luxurious and silky on the skin. And I'm just going to apply this to my skin. I like to apply this to dry skin or slightly damp skin. And I'm going to use this all over to cleanse my skin. And I like to work it in at first, dry. Go around my eyes here. Okay, and then I have a little jar full of warm water here, and I'm gonna add some water to it and work it in additionally to my skin. When I cleanse, I like to use big hands like this with, light to medium pressure. It feels really good on the skin, like you're giving yourself a massage. And then, of course, go into the areas like your nose, where you have large pores. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. And I usually rinse this cleanser off in the mornings, but today I'm gonna wipe it off for the sake of the video because it's just easier that way. Oh, I just love the way this cleanser feels on the skin. So, so, so good. Okay, so take my nice soft microfiber cloth here and just wipe this off. This removes easily off the skin, whether you rinse it or wipe it off. You don't have to use very much pressure at all. And when I take off my cleanser with the cloth, I always like to go down. Same thing with removing scrubs. If I don't rinse them off, I go down. And the reason for that is once you get it to your jawline, it's easier just to scoop it up and take off the product. Okay, now I'm just gonna do a quick feel of my skin. It feels really good and nice and soft. Hydrated. It's like perfectly hydrated. Okay, so now that the cleanser is removed, I slept with the Mighty Majesty in my hair last night. After I'm done doing the Kansa Wand, I'll show you what my hair looks like underneath this. I plan on throwing on some makeup today. I haven't worn makeup on my skin for over a week now, and I'm loving it. Okay, so I'm going to use the Radiant Rani. But first, before I use Radiant Rani, I'm going to mist my skin, calm and ground myself with the Jasmine Tonique from Ranavat Botanics. You know, I love the way this smells. I can just take a bath in it. And I was kind of on the fence of whether or not I would repurchase that or not. But I just love the way it smells, and it's like sets the mood for me when I do facial massage or do the Kansa Wand. So I think I will be repurchasing that when it's finished. Okay, so next we're gonna take Radiant Rani. This is a brightening serum, guys. It smells like rose and saffron. I took 3 pumps. I use a generous amount of this when I use the Kansa Wand because this absorbs into the skin pretty nicely, but I'm using it all over, taking it down to my neck and my chest as well. Okay, because we're going to be using the Kansa Wand in all these areas. Now, I love to use the Kansa Wand in the morning, guys. The Kansa Wand not only relieves facial tension, but it balances the skin with that Kansa metal, which is copper and tin. It's just amazing. I love this tool so much, guys. If you guys don't have any tools yet and you're thinking about investing in a tool, I would suggest the Kansa Wand. It's very easy to use. There's no special technique to it, and it really does balance out your skin. When I use this in the mornings, my skin looks so good. Okay, so here is the Kansa Wand. It's very, very nice. It's made, the handle is made out of teak wood, and the metal is copper and tin. It's 100% lead free. Now, this is the Ranavat Botanics Kansa Wand. I picked this up from Beauty Heroes. I have used and seen other Kansa Wands. You know, Kansa Wands, there's not really much to them. What you do want to make sure is when you're looking for one is that the metal is 100% copper and tin and lead free. There are other versions of this out there, but they're not necessarily lead free or 100% Kansa. You can pick up one cheaper, but I love this one. I love the quality of it. It's beautiful, guys. Okay, so now that I have the oil on my skin, what I'm gonna do is I like to first start out around my eyes because the metal is still cool. When you are using the Kansa Wand, what happens is it will heat up with the temperature of your skin. So if you have puffy eyes when you wake up, first place you want to start is your eyes. Anywhere where you have a lot of puffiness, mainly the eyes, because the coolness will really help depuff them and soothe them. So I go around the eyes just like this. You can, do it for however many times you want. I usually like to do 5, but I can do more. And then I just come over here and do the same thing. This feels so soothing, guys. And you can put your Kansa Wand in the refrigerator to cool the metal beforehand. It's cold where I live right now, so I don't have to worry about that. Next, what I like to do is I like to come on my chest and do circles. And come up underneath my collarbone here because I get a lot of tension there. So come up underneath here and then you do some circles. Now, when you're using the Kansa Wand, there is a tendency to have graying on the skin, and that's perfectly normal. What the Kansa Wand does is it balances out your skin. So if your skin isn't balanced, that's when the graying effect comes about. Now, I haven't had any graying with the Kansa Wand, and when I use the Kansa Wand, I use it, 10 to 15 minutes usually, just depending on how much time I have. You can use this at night too. It doesn't have to be in the morning, but I love it in the morning. So, there's no, special way to use this. Just go about it and do your thing. That's one of the things that I love about it, because I know other types of facial massage look intimidating and you have to follow a certain way on how to do it. With the Kansa Wand, you do not. And it's so easy to use, feels amazing on the skin. Okay, so I've worked my chest out there. So next what I'm gonna do is I'm going to work the neck. So I like to come right up underneath here, underneath my ear, and work this area where it meets my shoulder. I get a lot of tension there, and I usually just go up and down for a few times. This feels amazing, guys. There's that word again. So, and then I just take light movements and I move it up and down my neck like this underneath my jaw. Then I come underneath my chin and I do some circles over here underneath the chin. And I'm using light to medium pressure. Then I'm gonna work my way over to this side of the neck and do the same thing over here. So just right underneath my ear. This wand fits perfectly in this area. Feels so good. Now I'm gonna do this whole Kansa Wand routine. I'm not going to do half my face or speed it up because I know you guys like to follow along in my videos quite a bit. And I have a lot of you that are really interested in the Kansa Wand. I'm telling you, your skin will look so amazing after you use it. And I do love it with the Radiant Rani serum. It's like the perfect complement. Okay, again, I'm gonna end the neck with doing some circles here underneath my chin. Okay, next what I like to do is just come up underneath my chin, go up into the front of the ear. If you're a jaw clencher, this feels so good. Okay, you can also come right here, be right underneath the ear where your jaw meets the ear. Do some circles. You can do some pressure points as well with the Kansa Wand. Relieve some tension in there. If you're a clencher, you can come in front of the ear. Do some circles right here with the Kansa Wand to help relieve that tension. Okay, so next what I like to do is focus right here on my chin, go in little circles. I do get a lot of tension in here. Okay, and then I just go in circles all around my face. You can do small circles, you can do large circles. Anywhere where you feel tension, you can go up and down or do in circles. It feels better when you do circles, and you can pay a little bit more extra attention to areas where you have that tension. I like to go up and down like this too. Feels really good right here. Okay, I like to go around my lips in circles. I don't see any graying, which I'm surprised that I don't get graying because I carry so much tension in my face that I would expect to get graying, you know, for detoxifying. So next what I like to do is I like to do it underneath my cheekbones. So I just start at the beginning of my cheek, put light to medium pressure and smooth this out. Now, if you do have some tension in here and you want to focus on some pressure points, just wherever you feel that tension, just hold the wand there for a few seconds. Move to the next spot, hold for a few seconds, and so on. And then after you do your pressure points, you want to make sure you smooth out underneath or smooth out that muscle. Helps relieve any kind of knots that you might have. Now, if you have tension on your cheeks, like your cheekbones, this feels so good. Okay, I like to go over my nose too to balance the skin, and I just go up and down. I think I might have a little graying there, actually. Let me I have a cotton round right here, a reusable one. I'll pull it out and we'll check it when I'm done to see if I have any graying anywhere. Okay, next I like to come over here to my temples, and I like to do some circular movements here. Another pressure point area, carry a lot of tension, especially if you're a jaw clencher. Okay, and then on my forehead, just go in little circles. You can also do like a figure 8 here. Come in your third eye here, or in between your brows. Do some circles right here on the 11s. Release that tension from squinting your eyes. I like to do this movement, do some circles right here, and then do small circles all the way up into the hairline. Okay, now let's do this side. So come up underneath the jaw, trace your jawline until you get to the front of the ear here. And when you get here, you could do some circles if you'd like. Or you could just go ahead and trace the area like this and go up. But if you have tension here, do the circles. It feels so good. So I do have some tension right here. So I'm gonna do a pressure point and just hold this. I wish there was a way I could just stop clenching my jaw. You can do some circles right here too. Maybe if I eliminate more stress out of my life, I'll get rid of this tense jaw and stop clenching my jaw. So on this side, I have a little bit more tension, which I'm shocked because it's usually my right side that has more tension. And when you do your circles, I like to do them up. So go up and circle. I have some pressure right here. So I'm just gonna come over here and do some little circles. Hold it, release that tension, do some circles. And definitely have some tension like right here. I must have been working that jaw good last night when I was sleeping. I don't even remember if I had a dream last night. I don't think I did. Okay, so come up underneath your cheekbone. I'm feeling some pressure right here, tension, so I'm gonna apply pressure. I feel it, that's it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna trace out my cheekbone here, smooth those muscles out. Okay, and then come over here on the top of the cheek. Come over here into the temple, do some circles. We'll mark the forehead on this side. And if you have an area where you feel that tension, you can spend a little bit of extra time there to release it. Okay, sometimes I like to go over the above my eyebrows right here because I do carry a lot of tension, and I just like to smooth it out like so. And you can do some more big circles. I actually like to end with the big circles like this. It feels really good. Okay, and I always like to end with the third eye right here with a few circles or between your brows. Okay, so here is my skin after. You wait in about a few minutes, or actually probably when I do this video, my skin's gonna look so good when I film another part. But so I'm gonna take this wet cotton round. Now if you don't see graying, you can go over your skin with a wet cloth and, you know, check to see if you have graying. I don't see any graying. I would just normally just leave this on my skin and throw on a moisturizer, but I'm gonna go over with a wet cotton round to see if we see any graying on my skin. Look at that. I do have some graying. Because normally when you see the graying, you see it right away. Oh my gosh, guys. So I do have some. It's just not, you can't see it. Look at that. That's the graying that I have. That's a lot. Okay, so you could just wipe it off. It doesn't cause any harm to the skin, but it's so interesting that I have it. And it's more apparent like on my nose and on my hairline up here. So let's go over here. Okay, so there it is. I do have graying. I never tested that before, but I was watching Michelle take a wet cloth on her skin the other day when she was doing this on her IG stories, and she said even though you can't see the graying, go over your skin with a wet cloth and she guarantees that you will probably possibly see some graying. Okay, so here is my skin. It looks so good, feels good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take another pump of Radiant Rani, and since I am gonna be doing some things around the house, I'm gonna go work out and then shower and get ready for my day. I will come back and do the rest of my skincare after I shower. And then so I will leave this on and for the meantime for a few hours. And then here is what my hair looks like from sleeping with the Mighty Majesty in all night. So feels like so good. I love this hair oil, guys. This is by far my favorite hair oil serum. It's worth every penny. It's got amazing ingredients in it. Like I said, it's made my hair so healthy. My hair is growing like a weed and my scalp is really healthy from this hair oil. It's so good. It has the amala fruit in it, and amala fruit is really nutritious for your hair and your scalp. This just makes my hair look so good, feel so good, and I love that it's making it grow super fast as well. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my morning Ranavat ritual with the Kansa Wand. I hope you guys enjoyed the demos of the facial tension release. Now, this is my routine that I have been doing, my exact routine. And like I said, it's doing wonders for my skin. Not only is it releasing that tension, but guys, my skin has lifted quite a bit. It's not as lax as what it was. And that's from releasing that tension. When you have tension in your face, the muscles, what happens is that the skin starts to hang down. And if you never release that tension, it's just going to still sit there and sag and sag. And you can use all the devices you want. It's not going to help attach the skin back to the muscle. Facial massage is the best thing ever. Now, all of these devices are my favorite tools to use to release facial tension, and some of them you can take a step further and use them for facial sculpting. And one of them would be the Fascia Blaster. you can use this to sculpt out your face. You would have to use it, you know, quite frequently to do that, but you can do it with this. This is a wonderful tool. I love this. It, you know, works my fascia perfectly. Gua Sha. There's techniques that you can use with the Gua Sha to sculpt out your face. I did basic Gua Sha in this video because I'm using Gua Sha to flush and smooth out the muscles where I'm tense, but you can focus on certain areas and sculpt your face with Gua Sha. You can also do facial sculpting massage with your hands, and we will be getting into that sometime soon. But these are all my tools that I love. I have the Howlite wand from Skin Owl. This is a great device. This is really a great tool. You can use this really easily, and you could do some sculpting with this too. And you would just go with it very vigorously around the skin. But my plan is to show you guys how to use each of these tools individually if you only could use one of them. Now, I know what you're gonna ask me is, if I could only pick one tool, which tool would it be? And I'm going to tell you the tool it would be. It would be the Kansa Wand. The Kansa Wand is very versatile. You can use it to sculpt out your skin as well. You could use it to release tension, and you could use this all over your body. Not only is this good for releasing tension, but this very special metal, the Kansa metal, is very good at you know, balancing your skin. And I will tell you that since I have been incorporating this into my routine, I see a difference in my skin. I used it this morning and my skin looks so good, guys. After I use this Kansa wand with the Radiant Rani oil, my skin looks really even in tone, my pores and everything. It just looks so good. Even my lines are really nice and plump, you know. I love this tool. If you guys are thinking about picking this up, I would highly, highly suggest it, recommend it. I just love this one so much. I'll leave the information on where you could pick up the Kansa wand. This is the one from Ranavat Botanics. It's my favorite one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I also wanted to come out with this video too, to not only show you what I have been doing to release the facial tension, but I think it's a great way to take your mind off what's going on in the world today. Now, I know we all have this time on our hands and we want to do lots of things to our skin. And I want to talk to you about that. I came out with this video also because I've been noticing people have been over masking their skin. Guys, just because it's a mask doesn't mean you can mask every day or use 2 or 3 masks a day more than once a week. That is over treating your skin. It's very harsh on your skin and it will throw your skin out of balance and disrupt your barrier. If you like to mask frequently, what I would suggest is you pick one treatment mask that you could use once a week. This is something that you'll leave on your skin. Maybe it's detoxifying, maybe it's, you know, treating your aging concerns. I would use that once a week for a certain amount of time, whatever is recommended. And if you want to mask a little bit more frequently, pick your exfoliant, do that once a week. You can sheet mask. Sheet masks are lovely masks to use on your skin if you like to mask frequently. And the reasoning for that is they are like serums, guys. So after you sheet mask, all you have to do is press that serum or essence into your skin and follow through with your skincare. You could just throw on a moisturizer because remember the ingredients in sheet masks are like serums. Now, I'm not saying sheet mask every day, but if you want to mask more than once a week, like 2 or 3 times a week, pick one treatment mask and use your other 2 masks as a sheet mask, or do a sheet mask and exfoliate your skin. That is my suggestion, but please do not mask every day. you will do some damage to your skin. It's not healthy. Just like I don't think it's healthy to exfoliate your skin every day, especially if you're using a manual scrub. What that does is it disrupts your barrier and your skin won't be able to heal. Just think, scrubs sometimes can cause micro tears in the skin. And if you're using a harsh scrub on your skin, and maybe you're using a lot of pressure, it's creating micro tears in your skin. And if you do that every day, you're not giving your barrier a chance to repair itself. So limit your exfoliation to no more than 1 or 2 times a week. You're masking 1 treatment mask a week. The rest could be sheet masks. And I'm saying 3 treatments: mask, exfoliate, sheet mask. That's what I would suggest that you do. I know it kind of sounds confusing. If you guys have any questions about your skin, I'm here for you. I love you, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.